Air signs, welcome to your love reading. You've probably been wondering what they're thinking about you, huh? All right, well, let's see what's in your energy when it comes to what they are thinking about you. Let's see what's in your energy, air signs, when it comes to what they are thinking about you. And the word is realign because you need to realign with yourself, okay? So it says walk in a good way, and the number is 6. Also, bottom of the deck here, we have pieces with the heart in the middle. We're also going to pull this one out. But first, let's tap into the energy of this card. Wondering what they're thinking about you is keeping you stuck, love. This is really feeling like there is a future, right, that is in front of you. Well, obviously the future's in front of you, but there's a path that you were walking, and you're heading towards the sun, right? You're heading towards this eagle. You are heading towards beautiful things, but for some reason you are still kind of stuck in the past. You're still putting the pieces together of your heart. You know, Spirit is saying to realign with yourself. This is the time to really get clear about not just what you want in relationships, but how you want to feel overall. Realigning with yourself can look like, well, we're going to see what might be the most helpful for you for realigning with yourself. But really take a moment to think about, okay, what do I need? What does realignment mean to me? Okay. Maybe you've been feeling out of sorts, especially with this heart card and the pieces in the mosaic, right? There's lots of pieces of your heart that have felt like they've been shattered. There are pieces of your heart that you're in a state of putting back together again. It seems like maybe somebody really hurt you in the past, and so you're recovering from that, which is also part of the reason you want to know, you know, what are they thinking about me? How do they feel about me? But really what the answer is that you need to focus on where you're going, right? Not the thoughts of somebody else. You are in a state of, or you're going into a place where you are becoming more whole, okay? Where you are becoming something even more beautiful. The mosaic is put together by all these little pieces of broken glass. And when the broken glass comes together, it creates a different piece of art, okay? And that's you being put back together again. As I was sitting here, I was just shuffling and I pulled this card out, okay? We have reconnection. So reconnection and realign. Okay, reconnection and realign. So yeah, dig deep to your roots, go outside, get in the fresh air, think about, you know, do some shadow work, do some work around your inner child. Really get to the root of why it is you feel as though you get to the root of why it is you feel incomplete without somebody. Okay, because there is a reason. And so Spirit is really saying that as you start to walk the path of realigning with yourself and reconnecting with yourself, this is what's going to help to put the pieces together, put the pieces of your heart together. This is what's going to help you to start to feel a little more whole. Reconnect with the songs that you like, right? Go back to some old songs, some old music that you really used to like, and listen to it, okay? And let yourself feel it, even if some of the old songs may bring up some pain. Let that happen, okay? Let yourself connect. Let yourself connect with all the feelings that you're dealing with, while also knowing that you are on a path towards healing, towards wholeness. We're gonna pull a card from a different deck. Let's see, what is the advice for the air signs? What's the advice for the air signs? Oops. Okay. So, relationships that I don't want, clarify those that I do want. Relationships that I don't want, clarify those that I do want, okay? Before I turn to the back and we see, more details about this, the relationships that you've had that have maybe been painful for you, yes, they have been painful, and that is real. That matters, right? I'm not even gonna sit here and be like, oh, get over it or anything like that. What Spirit is saying, though, is to maybe see how the relationships, the pain that you've experienced in relationships, how that has shaped what you actually do want in relationships, right? I know that, for example, when I was dating someone, that person would sometimes like pop up out of nowhere, right? Like as a surprise. And sometimes that was cool, right? But sometimes I was like, I don't really think I always want you to just be popping up. Like, how about you let me know, in advance that when I'm coming or when you're coming so that I can get ready, like so that I can prepare, right? So I can plan my day accordingly. And again, like, it's fine to pop up sometimes, but it started to become a habit, and I was like, okay, like, yeah, don't think I love this. And then also, right, so even after I said that, I would still get popped up on sometimes, and so I was like, okay, and so now I feel like that's pushing past my boundary, okay, right? So it's like, all right, I know that I don't like certain types of surprise all the time, but that's just me, right? That's just me. So that's just an example of, okay, what are the things that bothered you in your last relationships? And of course, like, yes, we don't want to be cheated on, right? We don't want to be lied to, of course. But I'm saying, like, think about some of the nuances. Think about some of the things that are specific to you that you experienced in your past relationships. Like, oh, I just hated when, I don't know, they didn't communicate their feelings to me in this way. Okay, so it's important for you to have somebody to communicate their feelings. But then also, do you communicate your feelings, right? So take them, like, when it comes to reconnecting with yourself, when it comes to looking at all the pieces that feel like they have, that are shattered, really look at what do you want in a relationship and what do you not want? Like, what is supportive of you and what is not? And let's go ahead and look at the back of this. Whenever you know what you do not want, you always know more clearly what you do want. So in any poignant, I guess, moment of awareness of another person's undesirable situation, give your undivided attention to the idea of improvement that is hatched from your interaction/observation. And as you learn to do that, not only will you be of increasing value to others, you will see how your relationships with others add immeasurability to your own becoming. Okay? So, and of course, we're talking about romantic relationships, but this doesn't even have to just apply to romantic relationships. It can really apply to, the other ones that you have, the ones that are not romantic. Okay. Also, we pulled out. I'm gonna pull out this card, which says, I can focus on what I do want in a relationship. Look at that. Also, we have a 9 here, 9 and a 9. Both of these cards are 9, so Spirit really, really wants you to pay attention to this. By focus upon the wanted characteristics of those around you, you train your vibrational offering to match only the best in them. And then the law of attraction can no longer match you up with the worst in them. When you focus upon the worst in them and train your vibrational offering to match only the worst, the law of attraction can no longer match you up with the best of them. So not only do you get clear about what it is that you do and do not want, knowing that the things that you don't want inform what you do want, okay, then focus on the things that you do want in your relationship, right? Focus on the way you want to feel, because that's how you attract those things to you. When we stay in a state of negativity and thinking that things will never get better for us, that we're never going to find a person, that we're never going to feel connection, that is what gets attracted to us. And that's not to say that things that have happened are necessarily your fault. It is to say that moving forward, right, as we realign and go towards and move towards our new path and reconnect with ourselves and put the pieces back together, they're saying to focus on the things that you do want. Look at, yes, acknowledge and understand the things that you don't want, but as you're thinking about things that you don't want and you've gotten clear on those, then focus on what it is you do want and expect those things. Okay. Alrighty. That's it for today's reading, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.